Show me love, make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me love, show me love. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got.
Show me life, because that's all we got. Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my beautiful people, wherever you are. I'm so happy that you're here with me. Episode 13. We are going on what, 3 months now. That's incredible to me. Even the thought that we've been here that I've been doing this for 3 months. I figured today should be a recap episode. Let's kind of look through all the inspiration and the beauty that we've touched on thus far. We touched on so many different areas of life and self growth and beauty and inner and outer wisdom. You know how we do. So I'm just excited to have you guys here. Let me know that you're here with me in the live chat. Hi, hi. Hello, sis. Thank you for being here. Drop it in the chat if you're here with me. Where, name, where you from. I always like to know. I appreciate you for being here. So happy to be here. Thank you. Same here. Um, it's been a couple of emotional days for me, I must admit. So, coming here today, just trying to get focused, trying to get inspired. I've said it before and I will always say it again. This show is my way of, kind of inspiring myself in a way, I need this just as much as you do. I wanna sure this is okay. We're good, we're good, we're good. I've been running through traffic this morning. I've been putting notes literally till the last second. I have like a bunch of notes in here for you guys because it's a recap and I wanted to make sure we can touch on everything without getting lost in there. So hi, hello, welcome. I see we have our viewers here on YouTube. We have viewers from Facebook. Thank you for being here. So yeah, it's been a roller coaster for me mentally, emotionally. Last week I wasn't here live because I did a 3-day seminar of Tony Robbins, which was incredible. I'm so excited learning about, managing life and managing time. And it's kind of part of where I am right now. I am putting my focus on the things that are most important to me. I stepped out of social media too. So if you see it and you're here with me, I appreciate you. I would love for you to share it with more people. You know how we always do. I always ask you guys to kind of, if you can think of anybody that can enjoy this, that needs some inspiration, that needs some beauty in their life, let them know. Share with them. Just click on it. Or also you can click on the little hearts always to pick up the algorithm so more people can see us. It's important to me, especially now that I'm out of social media and I'm just focusing on YouTube. There's no, everybody makes you believe that social media is everything, and if you're not on social media, nobody's going to know. How can people be, how can you promote the show? You can by building a community. And that's what I'm trying to do here, build my inspirational beauty community. So I hope you guys can help share and subscribe to the channel and let people know that we're here every week doing our thing, getting inspired by beauty, our own personal journey and beauty. Uh, and would love to hear from you too. What's been inspirationally beautiful for you? throughout this journey. So, let me know in the chat. Let me know how you've been experiencing the show, how you've been liking the show so far. Um, on the first episode, if you guys remember, I spoke a little bit. I told the short story of Portia Nelson about walking down a different street. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's really a story that kind of defines our way of living and how the journey is. We constantly go through the same thing, yet every time we try to become a little bit more aware of it so we can fix it. We have those moments where, like, damn, I'm here again. I thought I knew better, you know? And sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. But we have to trust that when we know better, we do better. And that short story, I highly recommend watching episode 1 again or just Googling it. It really is a beautiful way of reminding us that at the end of the day, we will fall to the same hole, and when we will know where we are at some point. In the beginning, we don't know where we are and we blame everyone else. Then we start taking accountability. Then we start figuring it out, and then we kind of step out of the hole and try to walk around it. And then when awareness finally sets, we choose a different path and we choose a different street. And that's really what we're trying to do here, help ourselves choose a different street for ourselves, so we don't always do the same thing, go through the same emotions, do the same, reactions, reacting to things in the same way. I just had that moment yesterday and I was like, my God, when will I be able to finally change this, And all we can do is hope, and all we can do is pray, but all we can do is also do the work, right? And that's what we hear. We're giving tools. I'm always, myself, my guests are always here to give you some tools about inner and outer beauty on how to grow. So on episode 2, we had Coach Adam, and we spoke about finding one's purpose. I honestly, truly believe that our purpose is within us. I don't think we need to find it anywhere. I think it's within. We just have to connect to ourselves to know, and remind ourselves what is the things that move us and that drives us, that inspires us. And so, like I said, I have a ton of notes because there's a lot to go through. It's 13 episodes, so I want to make sure we touch on everything. So, it's not, it's always within us, and we always want to carry it forward, but we always need to remind ourselves that we're not defined by our past, which I think is the one thing that constantly makes us fall back, because in our past, that's really where we built a lot of our limiting beliefs and a lot of the things that really run us on our day to day, which is our patterns of behavior and, the thought and the way we think and the way we do things is really all, I guess, centered in that basic belief and basic understanding that we started when we were little. But if I constantly still believe the past and I live from the wake, if you remember that analogy, the wake of the boat is that foam that boat leaves behind, that's not what drives the boat. What drives the boat is the power of the engine right now in the present moment. That's what always moves us forward. So we should never allow our past to be what defines us and what controls us. We should always try to move forward with the knowing that we can change and we can redefine ourselves and we can become the people that we want to become. But it's not easy, especially not when there's so much trauma, in life. And really, we touched on trauma, I think, deeply in 2 different episodes. We touched on trauma in episode 3 with Coach Dea, and really how trauma can, define your relationship. I want to introduce different segments. So between little here and there, I will share with you the segments that we, each of the coaches or the guests that were here or the segments that I did, belong to, because sometimes, most times, I have the tendency to forget to introduce the segments. So I'm going to keep an eye on that today, and I'm going to try to introduce you to the segments. But, again, we were reminded always, especially when we spoke about trauma, that, healing is not a race, right? It's a destination, and we get to it, and it takes time, and it really is. It can take years, truly. I can tell you, I always share my personal experience in here and things that I'm dealing with as far as the trauma that ran me. I don't want to say run in the present moment because I'm constantly trying to heal from it. But it ran me a lot, and trying to heal from it, I can tell you it's things that happened to me when I was 6 years old, and I'm 46 years old. That's 40 years of living with trauma and trying to heal this trauma. And I've been on this self-awareness, spiritual, God loving journey. God was always in my life, but like seeing it and understanding and speaking to him mindfully every single day, been like almost, I don't know, 23 years, even more. So the constant awareness and the constant work on things is what helps us heal the trauma. Like I said, we spoke about, how trauma can touch us in our relationship. That was in this segment. Yes. Again, live chat is on too, so drop in the chat where are you from, how you loving the show so far, what has been inspirationally beautiful for you. Let me know. I'm here for you. It's hard to like not have you guys communicate with me, and it's hard even more to just talk to myself. So I need you guys on the live chat to communicate, to share. Let me see. Um I enjoyed each and every episode. My favorite one was about the sabotage. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that was a very powerful one. I actually worked with her for her podcast. I think I was telling you guys about it too in the show that we're going to record an episode for. We're talking about Chris, my guest, Chris Driscoll. And when I tell you she broke down my self sabotage to the point that I was like bawling, and I'm like, we can't broadcast the podcast like that. I'm over here crying. But it was just revolutionary. She's so good. If you haven't watched this episode, I highly recommend it. It was becoming independent of our self sabotage. Let me see another. Uh, it's my cousin from Jerusalem. I love you so much too. Thank you. She says it's always interesting, uh, as always. And Halo said one thing: the journey never ends, but it gets so much better when you are aware and doing the work. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's really the only way we can go through this journey, because we have moments, like I said, I've been having a few days of the just more emotional, more feeling mental. And it is the reminder of, of being able to see where we are, and that life is, not happening to us, it's happening for us. And it's not about how we, handle what comes. I mean, it's not about what happens to us, it's about how we react to what happens to us, right? That's something that Tony Robbins always say too. I love him. Just he always breaks it down so beautifully, because it really is our reaction to things that can change a situation. A situation is just a situation. The way we control it and the way we react to it is what make it go right or left. So when we speak about, mindfulness, and when we speak about, being aware, and when we speak about trauma, and I'm going to go back to it because we were just talking about trauma in relationship, those things are very important to be aware of. For example, in trauma in relationship, if both parties haven't healed the trauma yet, right? They can have, as Coach Dea said, affinity. I always want to say infinity, and I know it's not infinity. Affinity, right? When they understand each other, because they can relate on their mutual trauma. They both had bad experiences in their past relationship, and also partners always look for partners that will, are substitute of a figure that we had in our life that we need, right? You will look for somebody as a father figure or a mother figure, or an uncle that was important, or somebody that actually you want the exact opposite, but that's kind of what we look for in relationship. And then when we find someone that shares the same trauma as us, we can find affinity with them. But affinity doesn't mean compatibility, right? So when we're unhealed and we don't know how to communicate, when we'll get into argument, Coach Dea calls it conflict resolution. There will be no conflict resolution because we are both here in this argument trying to win. We're not trying to see our partner. We're not trying to understand our partner or just hold space for them. We're not healed. So we're trying to show that we're the ones that are correct, because it's a fight. It's not a communication. So trauma can really truly meet us in so many different ways. In episode we just had in episode 12 my guest Livnat Nizri, uh, such a beautiful, powerful, resilient woman. She lost her daughter, her younger daughter, at 11 years old in an accident while she was driving. That's loss is a trauma on a whole nother level. I know I was broken when I lost my mom for a whole year. I wasn't even making eye contact with people. And please, again, share in the chat, since it's just me here and no guests, just gold. Share with me, what's been inspiring to you. Where have you been experiencing trauma in your life? You know, have you experienced loss or toxic relationship? How did that meet you? How did you get out of it? This is the episode where we are going to constantly talk about what's been inspirationally beautiful for you in your life, in this journey of inspirational beauty with Lulu-Lee show. I truly want to hear from you. I got a few more things in the chat. Uh, oh, beautiful, Michal. So true. There are so many things we cannot control, but we can choose how to respond. Absolutely. We're going to get to Michal's episode in a little bit too. She was my guest in here too. And Halo. Um, the way we react also influence on us more than on the other parties. So it is so important. Absolutely. It stays with us. And when it kind of lingers, that's where this ease starts in the body, because there is resentment there and we're holding on to it, or just anger and stress. Those are things that are not good for our nervous system, right? And they can create a lot of diseases and a lot of mental health issues, physical health issues, of course emotional health issues. So it's really important to become aware of that. Um, Joanne said, "Morning, Lulu. Legend. Now, nothing, never late, my darling. Always in divine timing. I'm happy to have you here. Welcome. We're doing a recap. Episode 13 right now, 3 months of the show. So I'm excited to have you here. Thank you for joining. So, like I said, when we speak about trauma, we spoke about trauma in relationship, we spoke about loss, we also spoke about trauma on outer beauty, right? And what that does to the skin. Because when we're in a situation, a traumatic situation, or reliving the trauma, because like I said, when healing is not a run, it's we try to get there. It's a destination. We're working on it constantly. So when we experience it, sometimes we can think we healed from it, and then something will trigger us, and we're right back where we thought we healed from, reacting, like we just said in the chat, from that place, or just again living through it and putting our whole nervous system through that experience, that emotional, mental, and physical experience. That will create stress on our skin, because cortisol, the stress hormone, when it's released, it actually breaks down the collagen in the body, and it produces more oil. So on the lowest level of skin problems, it can be just breakouts, or your pores are being filled up constantly with oils, and there's constantly a need to work on cleansing the skin. It can also be, creating seborrhea, eczema, psoriasis, all those extreme skin conditions that come from stress. So when we spoke about outer beauty, we actually spoke about, uh, how we can help our skin. And I touched quickly, but most importantly, on the step of cleansing. And I want to bring you guys into that again. So in our segment, Your Skin Cares, we spoke about cleansing. I'm going to bring up that slide real quick. Let me just check the live chat. Um, Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate all the hearts and all the love. Let me see. Hello said, the loss of my mom also made me detached from my surrounding. It took me a long time to come back, and the journey of healing is constant. Girl, I know what you mean. Trust me, I know what you mean. It really is one of the, I think, toughest thing. And it's the craziest thing because we know it's going to happen, like it's inevitable. The day we come here, we know we're going to live the physical realm, right? Yet it's so hard when it happens because all we want is to cherish a little bit more time with our loved ones, hear their voice, touch their skin, hug them or make more memories. I think the idea of knowing that there'll never be new memories to be made is probably the hardest thing when you lose someone. I know it was for me because I just kept like looking at the phone screen and knowing that, mom is never gonna pop up again, or we never get to do the trip we wanted, or it really is hard. But I want to take you guys to the outer beauty and talk about cleansing. So let's see. Can I pop myself in here? I think I did it last time. There I go. Let me just minimize it so we can actually read what's happening. Okay. So I'm gonna need my glasses, my beautiful people. I'm almost 47. I need my glasses. So there's different ways to cleanse, and cleansing is really the most important. I don't care if you're a child, if you're a man, if you're a woman, you need to cleanse your skin. Besides the trauma of stress that the body builds from the inside, there's also outside pollution, free radicals, things that we go through constantly. We want to take care of our skin. So cleansing is something everybody can do. There are different kinds of cleansers. As far as the soaps, there is a cream-based cleanser. There is a balm oil-based cleanser, which is the best if you wear makeup. Oil breaks down everything. There is also a gel-based, and the cleanser can be gentle or infused with exfoliating properties. And exfoliating, we'll get to it in the third one, but that's part of really much deeper cleansing. Okay, I recommend. That's all me, an experience of over almost 30 years in the field of beauty. So re- cleanse twice a day, AM, PM. If you exfoliated and cleansed at nighttime, you don't have to really do it in the morning again, just because you already went to sleep. Washing it with cold water or using a toner, which is what you see in here in the second phase, is probably will be more than enough. I recommend exfoliating twice a week, three times at the most, but keep it at two times. And like I said, the balms are really good for makeup. Toner is a liquid base. It can be applied with a cotton pad or the hands, or it can come as a spray. It helps with the cleansing of the skin. It also helps with tightening the pores. I'm recommending it as a replacement for the soap in the AM time after removing the makeup, or during the day you can spray it as extra hydration and keep the skin intact. Exfoliator, there are a few different kinds of exfoliation. There's a physical exfoliator, there is an acidic exfoliator, and there's an enzymic exfoliator. You can find products that have all three together, or you can find products that are separate. The physical is the one that we can feel. It either has beads or grains or any particles. The acids can come in a form of wipes, pads, or liquid. And then the enzymic is usually something, enzymes that are derived from fruit mainly, and it's already infused in the cleanser. Um, Let me bring myself back. This is really a simple way to start taking care of your skin if it's been traumatized from the inside or from the outside. Really is a way to kind of start taking care of yourself on the outer beauty too. Let's move along. So we spoke about trauma and we spoke about loss and we spoke about finding our, purpose in life. And, we try to figure out, how do we do all this, right? How do we eliminate the trauma? How do we not let it define us and control us? This is how: mindset, right? In episode 4, I had my awesome guest, Jason Wells, and we spoke a lot about mindset with him. We spoke about how the mind is a computer, right? And really, the thoughts are the program that's running it. And so we want to constantly be aware of the way we shape and define and redefine our mindset, because we can rewire our brain. We don't have to be stuck on who we are today. That's growth. There is growth mindset and there is fixed mindset. We spoke about those two as well. Growth mindset is when mistakes can help me learn, when feedback is valuable, it doesn't hold me back. It is this my best work? I always ask myself, I want to improve myself. I'm not going to give up. Fixed mindset is, yeah, it's good enough. I'll never be more than that. I'll never be that smart. Or on the contrary, just being so arrogant, thinking we know best, or we want to avoid making mistakes and we're not trying to do more than that, or unfortunately, just giving up. So, fixed mindset and growth mindset are two different mindset that will change your life. Jason, in his beautiful way, shared with us his way of kind of teaching what he believed can be the best way to change the mindset. And it was uh, believe, behave, become, right? Those were his jams that he shared with us. Because you have to first believe on the person you're trying to become. So you want to tell yourself, self-talk. I always talk about it too in my Layers of Beauty workshops. Self-talk is the most important thing. Who you speak to the most? Who do you talk to the most? A lot of people say, my mom, my girlfriend, God. No, honey, you speak to yourself the most. This box in here is constantly running, and our personal conversation, we're doing commentary on the things we see. We break down our situation. We keep going and going. If something happened, we analyze it, and it's always us and ourselves. So our personal conversation is the most important. And if we can channel it into a place that helps us believe in ourselves more. For example, instead of telling myself, like we just saw in the growth and fixed mindset, I can't do it, I don't know how, I'll tell myself, you know what, I might not know how, but I can learn. Nobody is born knowing everything. I can learn. Let me start learning this and just allow myself a little bit at a time to grow this mindset, right? Once I start believing in it, because I make myself believe in it, I start behaving in that way, right? My behavior will fit my belief. And then little by little, I will become that version of myself that I want to be. Personal, example, me not eating sugar. I spoke about it before too. it's the last thing I thought I'll ever be able to do with my obsession with sugar and how much sugar I used to eat. And the fact that I don't eat sugar anymore, and it's not like 2 days. I haven't had sugar in almost 3 years now. Two, yeah, over al- almost 3 years. It's insane to me to think about. But I just kept telling myself that I'm that type of person. I define who I am. Nobody can tell me who I am, not even the people I learned from that did their best for me. My family, my friends, the people that were around me when growing up, they only did what they did because that's what they knew and they did it with love. I don't hold that against anybody, but their limited mindset now is limiting my mindset. I'm trying to break out of it. I'm trying to grow, right? So I'm going to redefine myself in the way I see fit. So I'm going to start a conversation, create it, believe in it, and then, behave in a way that's compatible with it until I become it. Let me see. We got some more. The chat is live. I'm loving this. Let me see. That is why my facial soap contains calming herbs. It is important to reduce the stress level. Let me tell you, honey, I haven't used any other soap. I do use other like exfoliating soaps, but your soap is always in my bathroom. My children use it. My boyfriend use it. I use it. I'm obsessed with your soap. So thank you for that. Let me see. Uh, Kelly is saying you're inspiring and wonderful, dear Lulu. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you and I appreciate you for being here, beautiful. Thank you very much. Warm hug for you right back. Um, the BBB, I love it. All right. That was, if you haven't watched Jason's episode, I highly recommend. I highly recommend all the episodes, regardless. Go, please be on the YouTube. If you're watching from Facebook, make sure you jump into the YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's not an easy job to build a community. I love it. And it's a job that you do with love, but it's not easy. We need the community to help the community grow. So please share the episodes. It's a one click. If you find value, of course, if you don't like it, don't share it. But if you wouldn't like it, you wouldn't be here. So I'm talking to you, the ones that are here with me, that if you love it and you see and you find value, please make sure you share it with others because sharing is caring, right? Um, so yeah, so we wanted to, we spoke about the mindset, and in outer beauty, we spoke about mindset and how that looks like when we're talking about makeup and beauty. And that was in our segment, The Beauty Alchemist. So, real quick, I just want to go over a couple of things that we spoke about in The Beauty Alchemist. Um, This is a couple of differences between growth mindset and fixed mindset in the world of makeup and beauty, right? So you can say, I'm not good at it, I'm not good at makeup, or my mom never used to wear makeup, so I never learned. I am, wait, where am I? There I am. Why is it so big? Thought it would stay small. Because I'm not small, I'm big. Um, I don't even know how to put on an eyeliner. This is the one thing I hear the most. You have no idea how much I hear it. Probably eyeliner is one of the hardest thing to do unless you practice. Practice makes progress. And I have two left hands, or I need 100 Q-tips when I try to do my makeup. That's a fixed mindset when it comes to beauty. A growth mindset is that looks cool. Can I try? Like I said, we just want to try. I don't mind making a mistake. It's not a tattoo. Absolutely. I say that to my clients all the time. I can clean it up. It's not that serious. It will be interesting to see myself in a different look, right? Don't stay stuck on what you know about yourself. Explore. If you like a bold lipstick or color, or you don't, but because you never tried it, try it. It's not a tattoo. You can remove it if you don't like it. Stay with it a whole day. See how you feel when you look at yourself in the street in different mirrors, or what people's reaction to you. Enjoy exploring with makeup. It'll be fun to try a new lipstick color. That's exactly what I said. So yeah, that's kind of when it comes to growth and fixed mindset and mindset in general. So how do we work on the mindset, right? It's like one thing is out the other and one thing is out the other. To work on our mindset, we have to see our beautiful subconscious mind and understand that everything that is stored in there is actually sometimes, unfortunately, working against us. Not because it doesn't like us, on the contrary, because it's trying to protect us, because that's how it's programmed, right? The subconscious mind is where, all our automated activities are stored. So, like driving is from the subconscious mind. You learn it a couple of times, and then that's it. It locks in the subconscious mind. You don't have to constantly remind yourself what to do. You just know how to do. That's where all your desires, your wishes, your thoughts, your feelings, your trauma experiences, it's all locked there. So when we try to work on the subconscious mind and become more aware of it, we can, heal it and work with it so we can help ourselves change our mindset. In episode 5, we had Maytal Barros, which is a certified hypnotic therapist, and she actually told us that between sleeping and, between the awake and falling asleep, there is this part of the brain that becomes a little softer right when we're moving from awake state into sleeping state. And in that part, basically that's when, we can prompt the subconscious to, to our benefit. That's what hypnosis is all about. That's what hypnosis therapy is all about. I did it. It's incredible. I worked personally with Maytal, and I can highly recommend working with her. I want to say, you know, reprogramming your mind when you go to sleep is one of the easiest tools that you can do, because you don't have to work hard. You just put the headphones in and you go to sleep, but it does the work for you. I actually have this gift for you guys that I shared with you back then, and I'm happy to share it again. Unlock Your Block. 5-minute meditation that I recorded that you can listen to right when you go to sleep, and it will help reprogram your mind. It's an incredible meditation. It's not mine. I took it from an incredible book. If you want to know more about it, please watch the episode 5. We spoke so much about it. It was very interesting to understand it. But if you need a 5-minute tool to help you, scan that QR code. It'll take you to my SoundCloud, and it might change your life. It really might change your life. You never know. Do it. I always say it takes 21 days minimum to start seeing change. So maybe you want to commit to yourself. If there's something you want to work on to change your mindset and help yourself, try to do something. Try to go to sleep every night with these 5-minute meditation and see what happens. Let me go back to the live chat that is live and kicking. I'm loving it. Let me see. I love you. Oh, I love you too, sweetheart. I shared with my daughter, my grand. Oh, you're so beautiful. I'm so appreciative of it. Thank you. The more of us that can be here and get inspired by our own beauty and our own beautiful journey, the better we are for it. It's so important. Oh, wait. Your conversations are inspiring, empowering, and so much more from my heart, from your heart, wise words of wisdom. Thank you, beautiful. You're really touching my heart. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that. He last said, so actually, to say affirmation before going to sleep is best. Yes. But, and actually, funny that you were talking about affirmation, because I'm going to get to that. Did I miss it, or did I come to that already? I don't know. It's somewhere in here. We're getting to it right now, actually. Uh, Yes, the thing is with affirmation, you have to start the work while you're awake so you can, start believing in them. Because affirmation, you can oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. Yes, like the more you say it, it will help you ooh, everything is jumping in here. Sorry. There's issues in my live chat. I'll try to click on it's okay, so we're gonna just leave it alone. Um, we'll come back to that. when you say an affirmation, right? It's just like, when you want to learn how to play the piano, you don't know how to play the piano. You can't tell yourself, I'm a maestro, but yet you can. Because if you tell yourself something and you tell yourself little by little, I'm learning the piano because I want to become a maestro. I can become a piano maestro because I'm putting the effort into learning it, right? Affirmations need to be short. It doesn't need to be stories, but it will help you when you start doing it first in your awake state. That will make you believe in them, and then falling asleep with listening to affirmation can definitely help. But it has to be something that has already kind of, you established it in your mind as something that you're starting to believe in. Because just telling yourself, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, when you're broken, is not going to help you. You're not going to feel happy. You're just going to feel like you're lying to yourself. And that's kind of where people, it gets tricky with affirmations. People got to make sure that they you do something that is not extreme. If I'm broken on the inside, I can tell myself I'm happy. I can tell myself I'm on my way to happiness little by little. That's an affirmation. I'm on my way to happiness little by little. One day at a time, it'll get better. What Those are things that my mind can actually believe in them. And once I start believing in them, I start behaving in that way, right? And then I will become feeling better and better day by day. And when from that place, I will be able to see I'm happy. And then when I can see it and I can say it, I will become it. So everything is a process. And that's why it's so important to create it in a way that feels right for you. People, you can't just take someone else's affirmation and be like, yeah, yeah. I mean, you can take recommendation, but it has to feel right to you on the inside. Let me try to go right back into the live chat. Um Joanne, so good to see you here. Yay. I love it when my community is all here. Thank you for being here. It's an amazing meditation. I fall asleep with it every night. Oh, thank you. I love that you're doing it. Thank you so much. Falling asleep with Reiki while saying gratitude or affirmation is the best if you practice Reiki. Absolutely. And sometimes I'll have like a little back pain or neck pain. I'll just put my hand on the areas and I'll breathe into it and I'll say Reiki and I'll do my Reiki and I'll do my symbols. As a Reiki master, I try to implement it even when I don't have time, when I go to sleep or when I wake up. And it helps so much. So if you don't know Reiki or you don't have Reiki in your life, I highly recommend either learning it for yourself in step one or finding a master that you can work with. Um, Let me see who else is here. Hello, gorgeous. Hello, hello. Welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. So we're going to keep on moving. We talked about our meditation. We talked about, stepping out of the believing our own mind. And how do we do that? We practice mindfulness. Okay? Mindfulness is like our next step in breaking into our subconscious mind and changing our mindset and leaving the trauma behind and finding our purpose and allowing ourselves to grow from the trauma and from the hard things that we do. Mindfulness. It really is just being in the present moment with no judgment. That's what mindfulness is all about, just staying here, present. We spoke about mindfulness in two different times. For me, two different episodes kind of touched about it more. One, it was in our segment Brain Boosters. Should I bring that segment on? Let's see. Yes, that's when we shared our affirmation, which I'm going to share with you in a second. It was with my guest Tal Sabo in episode 6, I believe, right? Yes. We spoke about mindfulness, and she gave us a beautiful tool to use mindfulness the way she teaches it through art. And she said, just doodle, right? Sit down and doodle, and it will help you be in the moment and kind of silence the thought and slow down the mind. Michal, who we just saw here in the chat as well, we spoke to her about being in mindfulness, right? And from a mindful moment, connecting into our soul and living from our soul. That was one of the most beautiful things that she shared with us, is about the soul dialogue, and really finding that way to connect to our soul and having a conversation, even if it's just for one sentence in the morning, to ask the soul, you know, dear soul, what wisdom do you have for me today, or to share with me today, or for me to follow today? But in order to be able to connect to the soul and have a soul dialogue, we have to create those mindful moments. I want to share with you some affirmations that we spoke about, that I feel like, understanding affirmation can bring you into this present moment. Um, these are affirmation. You want to speak in present moment. Let me bring myself again, me, my glasses, and my circle. Where am I? There I am, huge again, all over the screen. Oh, there I am. Now I'm going to fit right in the middle. There it goes. So, you want to speak in the present moment. That's the key when practicing affirmations. It's not about how we were or how we're going to be. It's the I am. I am healthy. I can do hard things. Whatever it is that you're going through right now that you need to remind yourself, I'm on a journey of my basically my relationship with food. And I'm going to do a whole episode about it in a little bit, in a few weeks. And we're going to dive into that: eating disorders, toxic relationship with food, how we eat, what we eat, when we eat. It's a whole concept that I'm working on right now. But for me, some of my affirmations are: I can eat slow, because I don't know how to eat slow. I eat fast, like vacuum cleaner. So that is my affirmation. Quick, short, and to the point. So it's powerful and it's in the present moment. I can eat slow, or I am eating slow. Keep it simple, like I just said. So it's easy to remember. See yourself living the affirmation in your mind's eye. I imagine myself chewing and chewing and chewing the food. And add intention to make it real. So you say it out loud, you use body language, you feel it in your mind, your body, and your soul. Create a gesture or a move. It's perfect when we're working on affirmations. What else we talked about? Doodling for mindfulness, and yeah. So this is all part of the healing, right? But there's also another part for the healing, and that was living and healing with herbalism, which was one of my favorite episodes. Of course, I'm biased because my sister was the guest. That was episode 7. You're more than welcome to check it out. But we spoke a little bit about something that is outside of us, right? Not just mindset work or spiritual work, something that is connecting more into vitality. And it can be nutrients. In this case, was herbs. So let's see this segment. Vitality vibes, they're all part, everything that I was saying about mindset, spiritual, and physical are all part of this. Because we're trying to keep a life of wellness in here. So we spoke about herbalism, and we spoke about, the difference between herbalism and aromatherapy, and how important it is to enroll herbs in our life. Hila was my guest. She's a clinical herbalist. She's incredible. She's the founder and the CEO of her own skincare line that is all herbal. I want to say herbal cleanser, because we just talk about her cleanser. It's all herbal skincare, and it's incredible. She gave us some tips about how to calm the nervous system with the help of herbs. 3 plants that she gave us. One was valerian, which actually is a natural nerve sedative. It can help with falling asleep. It can help with calming the system down. She spoke very importantly about, how sometimes it doesn't work for everybody. The dosages are different if you use it for kids or if you use it for adult, if you have some preconditioned uh, uh, diseases or anything like that. So make sure that when you do buy yourself some herbs to drink. You ask your, the person in the pharmacy. You can find it nowadays in any natural places, Whole Foods here in America, or really just pharmacies that have their little nature section. But valerian is one. Echinacea was another one. We spoke about how it's great. It's an anti everything, like seriously, from anti-inflammatory to antibacterial. It's a great one. You can use it for your skin, right? Stress breakout. You can put it actually on a breakout. You can also use it internally. I use it sometimes as a mouthwash when my gums are inflamed, because for me that's what happens to me when I'm stressed. So there are many different things, and of course we spoke about lavender, which is a beautiful herb. Oh my God, we're almost out of time. How? So to heal deeply, we have to do many different things. And like we mentioned before, we have to recognize and become independent from our sabotage. Self-sabotage is something that is in all of us because it's created when we're children. And it actually, the funny thing about self-sabotage or sabotage are they're created from our strength. They're just starting to run against us because we created this program that constantly believe in what they make us do or become. I don't want to get too much into it because it was an incredible episode. Nobody explains it better than Chris. Please find it was episode 9, I believe. Yes, episode 9, becoming independent from our self sabotage. Check it out. It was incredible. We need to connect to the soul and live in our divine timing. That's a great way to continue our healing. Like I said, from mindfulness and being in the moment, live in divine timing. Remind ourselves that there is no deadline, right? There is just a destiny. Let me see. Oh, the comments are working again. So let me share some comments. Hila Azran, I can't wait to do the meditation. Oh yes, Joanne, Hila, I love it. I love that you guys can. You're gonna love it. Yes, you will. It was a pleasure being your guest, my love. Thank you. It was a pleasure having you, sis. Um, how do we find? Oh, you can find Hila. Hila, do you want to write her in the chat? I don't have the caption anymore that has your social media, but you can give her your information in the chat if she can see it or if you can see it. Um, so yeah, so we are not on a deadline. We're here for our destiny, to meet our destiny, not to meet a deadline. I said it in the other episode. I'm going to say it again. It's actually here on my mirror. I love those reminders. Uh, Another way that we spoke about healing is creating boundaries, excuse me, and letting go of resentment. Those two subjects were in two different episodes that are What Would Lulu Do? Those are the episodes that I created in loving memory of my beautiful C. There we go. She always told me I should share with people my perspective when they have a problem or an issue. And I need to have a show. And we literally spoke about it 2 days before she passed away unexpectedly. So, in honor of her, I created episodes that are dedicated to that. Please be in touch with me. Share if you have something that you're going through, if you need help, or I'm humbled, but if not even just help, just another person's perspective, write to chat with Lulu-Lee at gmail.com. I'll be happy to share with you my perspective. If you know anybody that's going through something, let them know. This is a sacred, safe space that we can build and help each other and work with one another. In conclusion, because it's time to conclude, I can't believe this, like flu. What did I want to say? We're here on a never ending journey of growth, of healing, of, self exploring. We have to see ourselves. We have to see our truth. We have to see ourselves for who we are. We have to become aware of ourselves more and more, little by little, so we can change the things that we want to change. If it's through soul work, if it's through mindfulness, if it's through allowing ourselves to not fall into our triggers, right? Not to fall into the same hole. Choose a different street. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch episode 1. But, you know, when you look in the mirror, don't criticize yourself. As a mindful makeup artist, I always say it. These are the moments that you are winning if you are using your 10 minutes in the mirror. When you're doing your hair, men, when you do your makeup, ladies or men, when you do your skincare, everybody, use those few moments to empower yourself. Choose what you want to highlight in that moment. I keep looking over there because I have a mirror right in front of me. So I look at myself to remind myself that too, that this is the time to focus on ourselves and, not look at our scars as something bad. Look at it as maps, don't look at your flaws as something that is negative. Look at it as something that is empowering, that is moving you forward in your journey of inspirational beauty. Stay inspired by yourself and your beauty constantly because there's only one like you in the world. And you're here for a reason. God did not bring you here for no good reason. You have to remember that your hard times are moving you forward in your pursuit of happiness. You're here to use those moments as testimony in your growth journey to help others to shine the light of what you're going through in a way that can empower others. So when you look in the mirror, if you're having a bad day or just in general, you wake up in the morning, wake up with power, say some affirmations for yourself. Use those moments when you do your beauty regimens to empower yourself. Choose a part of your face that you don't like so much and just tell yourself, today, I'm okay with it. Again, no extreme from hating my nose to I'm in love with my nose. The mind is not going to believe it, but build on it. Build on everything because, like everything else, life is a journey and a process and a beautiful journey of inspiration. I love you guys for being here. I want to thank you again. Episode 13, 3 months of the show. Please share it with everybody. Let everybody know we're here. Come to my YouTube channel, subscribe, help me grow this beautiful community of inspirational beauties. I truly always love to see you here. I'm grateful for you. I'm going to give you another gift of mine. This is my mindful beauty gift. Now, this QR code will take you to a form. If you don't feel like filling up the form, just email me to the chat with Lulu-Lee and I'll email you directly the gift. The form just helps me to get to know you better and what you like and what you don't like. But if you're one of those, like, I'm not filling out all this form right now for a free gift, don't. Email me and I'll email you the gift. I'm happy to. This is not only if you give me the information, you'll get the gift. No, you'll get the gift anyway. I'm happy to. You can scan this also to get to my website and learn a little bit more about all my workshops and all the things that I do. If you want to bring me around, if you want to do a ladies' night, if you want to do anything, I'm happy to be here and share everything I have and everything I do. 59 minutes, guys. Thank you so much. Is the best part. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. It's been incredible. I hope you enjoyed this little recap, and I hope to see you next week for another great episode. And if you missed any episode, they're all waiting for you on YouTube. All right. Many blessings as always. My team is here. You see them, my Care Bears. And I'll always tell you, come for the beauty. You stay for the breakthrough. And I appreciate your time because it's the one commodity that you can never get back. And you chose to share it with me. Be kind to one another. Many blessings. Peace.
Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light, show me love, this is all we got. Show me light, show me love, this is all we got.